Hey y'all. Half a year in waiting, and I think the Downcast has been figured out. Um, well, I hope so. Anyway, we're gonna go with this. I hope everybody can hear me. We did the test that Bill just spoke of, and you could hear a little bit. However, oh yeah, perfect. However, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got Billy here with me. So I think going forward for any guest speakers, you're just going to need to come to my house. So I'm fine with that. We'll just start doing it probably Wednesdays because I usually open on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays will probably be the night for the Downcast going forward. However, we're doing it tonight. So once again, I do have Billis Kleintop, our resident top dog, almost minus cheese shoes. And he just wanted to talk for a minute. And then we'll get into the recap of the week, the standings, and just be glad that we can finally be together again. So anyway, XOXO, I'm going to turn the time over to Billy. I don't know what he's going to talk about, so this is not on me.
Okay, as you guys know, there were actually probably most of you don't really care at this point. No, I feel like you were way too close. It picked us up fine. I want to address really quickly the issue of, dude, trust me, I'm close enough. Stop pushing me. I want to address the issue that came up in the chat, which was cheating, or the potential that I was cheating. Devin brought this forward, so I just want to lay out, and I know you guys probably don't care. I just want to lay it out there, my perspective, my perception of what happened, and then if the league feels like I did something wrong, I totally understand. I can, have some type of penalty fall upon me, but basically, I want to be quick with it and then move on. So, Devin, my dad, and I all bowl on the same league, and so Devin saw this go down. But what Devin also saw go down, I believe, a week ago was the following. So, dude, what?
This make sure the audio is working.
Trust me, it's working fine. They can hear us just fine. Okay, so he said, it's just fucking glitchy with Hangouts. I don't know what he's saying. Okay, anyway, this all goes back to when Saquon got injured, and Saquon's backup was someone that my dad wanted to pick up. And this is, so I'm telling my dad, I'm like, yeah, you should probably go pick up this guy, right? My dad then responds back telling me that he's like, I can't pick him up. The app won't let me. I'm like, Dad, trust me, the app's not broken. It will let you just go pick up the person. We're having like this chat argument back and forth. I'm like, just go pick him up. He ends up not picking him up. And he misses out on all that stuff. And I have to hear from my father, who I love very much, as you know, but he's technologically not savvy. He misses out on getting that player, right? So bowling happens that week. So I go back, and unfortunately, I'm like, I'm yelling at my dad, who I love very much. Please don't do that. That's going to fuck with my head. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Technical difficulties. We're back.
All right. So anyway, we go to bowling, and I'm like, Dad, give me your app. And I show him very quickly because, by the way, my dad also couldn't drop a player, which was very frustrating for me. I'm like, you click the name, you hit a big red drop button. It's huge and it's red and it says drop. And my dad's like, it's not showing up. It's not showing up. So I show up to bowling and I'm like, look, this is how you drop a player, right? And I'm like heated, and Devin saw all of this. By the way, this was a week before the event that we're talking about, right? But this goes to show you guys, and you all know my dad, right? He's a wonderful, wonderful human who doesn't know how to use the app. I think as early as last year, he would call in changes to his lineup to Damon, and Damon would change it manually. Now let's fast forward to the week that Devin is brought up in that chat, and that's my dad needed a tight end. We're sitting there at bowling, and now again, similar to the last one, and again, this is from my perspective. I'm telling my dad how to because my dad never plays the waiver wire either. I'm explaining to him, here's how you go grab a player. You have to bid on it. And he's like, well, I don't know how to hit the bid. And I'm like, well, you hit the bid button, right? So he needs a tight end. I can't remember the scenario exactly, so I apologize. There were a couple of tight ends. Tight ends are all shitty. Tyler Eifert was one of these tight ends, all projected around 5 or 6 or so. And I said the words to him at bowling. I was like, just get Tyler Eifert. You should get Tyler Eifert, right? So this is where, infraction number 1 potentially happened, because I did verbalize to my dad, get Tyler Eifert. And then he's like, okay, fine, I'll get Tyler Eifert. And I said, what do you want to bid for Tyler Eifert? And my dad says like $14 is something that was insanely high for Tyler Eifert. And so because Wednesday had already happened, I turned, and I'm using this as like a coaching experience for my dad. And I'm like, okay, listen, so with waivers later on in the week, most people have already grabbed their players, so you sometimes don't have to pay as much. I think you can get Tyler Eifert for $4. So I tell my dad Tyler Eifert. He wanted to bid 14. I wasn't trying to bring his bid down. I was trying to school him a little bit in saying you don't need to bid $14. You can probably get him for $4. So I told my dad to bid $4.
So let me interject real quickly. You probably could have gotten him for free.
You probably could have gotten him for free. But again, so now Devin was gonna be here tonight to give his argument, and I'm trying to not like speak for him, but from Devin's perspective, not knowing, like I can see where Devin would see all of this. I still don't think I did anything like wrong, and that's where Devin and I totally disagree. But from Devin's perspective, like, you don't fuck with that shit. You don't tell someone who to draft, and the fact that I said $4 was an infraction, right? So I'm coming clean in front of the commissioner, and like if you guys feel like what I did was
God himself,
and God is here as well.
No, the commissioner.
Oh, yeah. So that's my. I yelled at Devin. We got in a little bit of a fight. Hopefully that fight is resolved. He said some mean things to me. I said some mean things. His
presence not being here makes me think it might not be.
Yeah. So, but I think we're fine now. But that's what Devin saw from his perspective. It was blatant cheating. I think what annoyed me the most is that Devin thought at the time that, like, we locked eyes and that I knew I had done something sinister. And that's not at all what happened. If we locked eyes, it was probably like, geez, my dad is clueless when it comes to technology. That's like from my perspective. So we fought about that. I don't want to talk about this a whole lot more. I feel like I've talked about it enough, and I don't even know if you guys care, but I feel like cheating is something very serious to me, and I still don't feel like what I did constitutes anything, really bad. It's just how I feel. But just because I feel it doesn't mean you guys do. So that's what happened. And you guys, if you care still and want to punish me, I'm open to punishment. That's that.
All righty. Well, thank you, Billy. I think I speak for the group when I say we'll never get those 8 minutes back. However, yeah, it is what it is. Thank you. Thank you for speaking. Appreciate you. The Downcast will only go up from here. So let's go ahead and look back on last week, shall we? No, I don't care. I think I also speak for the group when I say, I don't care.
Let me just say this, Dan. I hope that everything that I said is not offensive to you, because I love you. You're my best friend. I love you a ton. You know that I love you. And you also know that, you struggle with the app.
Agreed. So now we're past it. I don't know if we were even at it, but let's recap last week. So last week we had some great games. We had myself taking down the aforementioned Devin, 117-95. MVP Patriots defense and Marvin Jones all day. Cheese Shoes took down the champ, 88.1-84. About as disappointing as a fantasy game gets there. Lee finally came through with a little bit of potential and took down The Peppers of Justice, 112.3 to 86.6. Billy McCan't-Lose over here. Well, I guess maybe that's Shishu's too. Ends up winning again. Great play, Latavius Murray, 133.5 to 114.2. Over the floor, I should have. Hey, bud. Bill comes with a ginormous victory, pretty much reversing the week before with his top players. Rodgers in the defense.
And also raped his son.
Yes, that's most important. Winning 137 over Beaver Bachelor to 76.8. And then Zach had a moment of clarity and was able to win 120.2 to 80.4 over Bass. So great week, everybody. As Billy just spoke about, Bill, you get our top score. So you only donated $80 to the league so far this year. Great job. Badass move of the week has to go to Billy for putting in Latavius Murray. Well done, Billy. You're doing a fine job. Honestly, maybe a tie with your dad for playing the Rams again. The Klein tops really came through. I mean, I would like to talk about myself, but I'm just always good. So I'd say the terrible move of the week. I don't know. I didn't really research it. We just tried to get the Downcast going all together. So I really just terrible move of the week. Or was that the best move? So anyway, the stuff that really matters now, let's get to the standings, okay? I've updated standings. In the War Division, the Kitchen now leads 6.5 and 3, or 6.5 and 3. Happy, Mad, Sad, whatever the feeling may be, Trees, 5 and 4. And the Champ reverting back to his normal ways at 3.5 and 5. The Famine Division, my guest here, Boner Boy, 7.5 and 2, followed by his Faja, 4 and 4. Even when you try and tank, you still are 500. And then the Justice Peppers at 2 and 5. The Death Division, Pelvic Wizard, Cheese Shoes Chase, 8 and 1, number 1 in the league. Myself at 6 and 3, and the Hammer of Thor at 4.5 and 4. Finally, the Pestilence Division, Beaver Basher 6.5 and 3, slightly ahead of Bass at 6 and 3, and then Lee on his uphill battle with his super team at 3.5 and 5. That's really it for the recap of last week. Do you have any thoughts or anything over what we went over there, Billis?
Yeah, I just really want to take this time to talk about myself. Let you guys know that I have 3 of the last 4 weeks taken the second highest scoring. I got beat by my dad and then 2 other bastards over the last few weeks.
Oh, I can tell you who it was. It was Devin and Chase. Your other fathers.
So I'm right there.
Your other daddies.
My team is better than just about everyone. Probably everyone, but I don't get team of the week anyway.
Yeah, Billy, it's upsetting because one of my favorite, like, death, taxes, and you being shitty at fantasy are like my 3 things I go with. But you're doing very well. So, good job. So anyway, I know I touched on. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything before we preview next week. Okay, so Downcast, I think we got it figured out. We'll try and add some music and make it better going forward. But if anybody wants to be a guest, let me know. Zach, sorry, I know you were the co-host man, but I can't figure out a way to have you be in with me here every week. So if you want to come by, though, you're welcome. You can get first crack at next week's guest if you choose. Other than that, let's have a strong rest of the season. I feel like I had some cool things to say, but I've forgotten them. Oh well. So moving on, let's preview this week. I know everybody doesn't have lineups set. We got a pretty decent bye weeks coming. I know I have a lot of work to do, but waivers run sometime in this week. Devin the Yeller doesn't like me talking about waivers. So I get your story. Anyway, let's preview the games. We'll just go top to bottom. I think it's because it's my account. It starts with me. I battle Chris Hammer of Thor.
Who I just fucked up.
Yes, you did, and thank you. It's going to be tough because if he beats me, I probably drop down to last in the division. But if I can take him down, I'll still hold strong at second. Right now, he's currently projected for a tight game. He's projected to win 122 to 71. So Carryon Johnson just went on IR. So he's out for the year. So that's just the greatest news of all time. And yeah, barring Devontae Adams coming back and Todd Gurley going old school, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. So anyway, we'll see what happens there.
Whoa, hold on. Do you have a quarterback on your bench?
No, I don't. I've got nothing. So yeah, yeah. So anyway, on to the next game. We actually have a pretty good game here. The Underwhelmers and the little trees here. They're projected currently to tie. I don't know what lineups have been set. Well, I mean, I guess that's true. So I'm going to pick myself to beat Chris, though, because we were doing picks. What do you think? Okay, that's fair. I'm projected to lose by 50. So anyway, the Underwhelmers and the trees here. Like I said, it's a 112.9 for Lee to 112.5 for Devin. Looking at the lineups, I think you guys are decently set. Devin, great play with the Steelers against his beloved Dolphins. They're going to rape. Honestly, I think that I would actually, honestly, I'd like to see Devin win just because I love Lee's team and the great effort he took, but I also like to see him lose. So he won, but he's lost like 3 straight before that.
So here's the thing is like Melvin Gordon is terrible and ridiculous. And even though Zeke is on a bye for Devin, Nick Chubb's
awesome.
A stud.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Lee is hexed this season. So Lee, I'm sorry you have no chance.
You want to know what's funny is Melvin Gordon came out today and said, I never should have held out. It was a huge mistake. I'll never do it again.
He's a piece of shit. I would go Eckler all day long. I wouldn't even play that faggot. I think Zach probably agrees. Kittle's going to underperform. Odell Beckham is terrible.
I think his Odell's great, but
Baker's terrible.
They're playing New England.
Saquon will probably underperform too, and Melvin Gordon is garbage. And then your quarterback is Kirk fucking Cousins.
Well, you know what? Kirk Cousins has dominated.
Trust me. Hear me now. Believe me later. Lee will not even come close to 100 places.
I would slit Lee's throat right now to take Kirk Cousins from him for this week.
I think that explains why you're where you're at.
Moving on, we got Daddy Bill and the kitchen Zach. Zach currently projected to win 114.3 to 105.3. Bill coming off, both of them really coming off just like, great games. I want to say something rude, but they really just played well. And Zach's got a good team, and it pisses me off, but he's got a good team. And with Tyreek Hill back, Zach's, I think he moves, higher up the pretender rank to maybe even slipping into contender ranks. I'm gonna have to give it to Zach. Oh yeah, I picked Devin for the last one. Okay, so we're not in mid-season form here, people. So I apologize. Yeah, don't click that. Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, so I actually think my dad is going to take this game.
Go to overview.
Elfits.
Love of God.
Well, I know, but I'm checking the benches to see if there's anyone.
Oh no, I think these guys are decently set.
Yeah, so my dad's problem is he's got Bears in there, and the Bears are fucking awful.
Oh, God,
but he's got T.Y., Frank Gore, Julian Edelman, and Elfits, the GOAT. So I think that's enough.
I mean, we always want to root against Zach, but I think Zach takes this.
Zach picked up Jimmy Graham, who is going to get 0 points.
I think Zach wins. But Zach's really got all his eggs in a couple of games baskets. If they are surprisingly low scoring, he will lose.
I'm going with Old Boner.
Okay, well, we got Baby Boner and the Champ. Champ,
this one could be real.
Champ is going to champ, which is, I mean, if there ever was a hashtag fluke champ, Billy's number 1 in Dynasty, different league. Christopher is number 2 for last because nobody knows how he won that. And he's showing it now. But anyway, Christian McCaffrey, honestly, if we had Boner move of the year, dumbass move of the year, it goes to Devin for giving Billy Christian McCaffrey to move up 4 spots. and draft Zeke. I mean, Zeke's awesome too, but like, oh yeah, that goes to Chris for taking Henry. He saved you from yourself. But yeah, I think Billy takes this. He's got a good team. I mean,
I really do.
You really do. Your starting lineup's as good as anybody's, if not
I'm
better.
so fucking good that Mike Evans is in my flex. I might not even play him. That's how fucking good I am. Meanwhile, the champ has a questionable Adrian Peterson and Kenyon Drake at running.
Hey, I'll give him credit. He's really scraping this year. His team sucks, but he's trying.
Oh yeah.
So he's yeah. Yeah, so Billy, I think you take that one, unfortunately. Another huge disappointment, the Peppers of Justice, only projected to lose by 2.7 to the Pelvic Sorcery Cheese Sox Chase. And, I mean, the projections are close, and Kamara should murder the Saints this week, but DJ's dead. Let's see. Here's something to check real quick. Does Chase have himself?
Like, was that deep? Was that like
He does. Chase Edmonds. He has himself. That's good because he handcuffed. Smart.
I think Chase is going to end up playing Eckler, who's going to go off.
He's got the Walrus, Darren Waller. Amazing. Brad's getting married on Saturday.
Congratulations, man.
Congrats, Brad. Did you know I'm officiating that wedding? That I'm the priest? I am marrying them.
Bullshit.
Here's a great Downcast drop for everybody, or excitement. Here's my official papers.
They will really let anyone do this.
Yep, I am the guy, 100%.
How much do you have to pay?
45, $50. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, fully legal tendered.
Wow.
Yep, I am official. Isn't that crazy?
I can't wait to tell you.
Yeah, so I am marrying that guy.
I think this is big for Brad and Brad. Like, I'm not used to
yeah, Brad's one of the he's one of the consistently good players.
Yeah, Hunter Henry, Jordan Howard,
Well, I mean, you want to know what though? How many Bears would you kill? And I know the answer is yes. Would you murder Trubisky right now to have Jordan Howard back on the team?
No.
I would.
I don't think Jordan. I think everything's
okay. Here's a professional football stat. Brad, I'm rooting for you for your wedding, and plus I'm Chase in my division. I need him to lose because I'm probably going to lose. Real life football stat: Jordan Howard, 320, 100 or 75 carries on the year, roughly 370 yards. The Chicago Bears, as a team, 100 carries, 300 yards. Yeah. Yeah, it's real life here. Last game, Beaver, Basher, and Bass. This is actually a big time game. This would probably be game of the week. I forgot we did that. This would be game of the week. Bass has some bye weeks, so he needs to figure it out. But whoever wins this game will be tops in the division, regardless of what happens with Lee. Mahomes is out. Oh, so they have. So they both have to take Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. This would have been the battle of power quarterbacks, but it's a bye week for Lamar and it's Mahomes out for a couple weeks.
Jimmy G.
He's got Jimmy G. So yeah, and then Bass has nobody. So he'll be I feel like there's going to be a battle for quarterbacks on the waiver. Sorry, I know Devin get mad at me for saying this. Hopefully he doesn't need a quarterback. But let's see. Oh, he's got two quarterbacks. He's fine. Skyler does. So I mean, this is game of the week. Whoever wins this once again will be the number one in their division, in the Pestilence division. So I mean, also known as the Who Gives a Shit division. But I'd probably go Skyler on this. Skyler has, after joining the league and being the second worst team and being hot garbage and having the whole trade controversy with Chris, in my mind is still the biggest controversy in this league. Nothing about whatever Billy was yakking earlier. Has been in the championship game every year since and is fielding a good team this year. So Skyler, whatever you're doing, good job.
This is actually really funny because as it stands right now, Bass has Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks, and Beaver Bashers has Robert Woods. So it's like, which of those fuckers are going to?
Well, I'll tell you, not fucking Robert Woods. God damn it. Robert Woods pissed me off. Well, actually,
Devontae Freeman, Robert Woods, Philip Lindsay is garbage, and then the Bear defense is a joke. Yeah, I think Bass actually picks once they update lineups, as long as he gets like something reasonable at pick.
He will. It's the easiest, most replaceable position. So anyway, that is our preview. Now, some other things. I know everybody knows how this works, but Chase hasn't heard this and ideally listens. Once again, as we do this a couple more weeks, we'll get a little better. If I could ever get like a soundboard and be a real person, this would be even better. But we always end on some shit talk. Okay, so Billy, where are you? Go ahead. You're playing the champ. Talk a little shit.
It's really difficult for me to talk shit because of how much better I am than just about every lineup that I face. And so, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything too mean. I just like he's playing a Miami running back, Kenyon Drake against me, Chris Carson. Like, hopefully that changes.
Don't be a pussy.
You've got no firepower, and I've got like a ton of firepower. Not to mention the fact that I've got Christian McCaffrey getting ready to run all over San Francisco. Fuck you, Chase.
And the champ is a big Niners fan too.
Oh yeah. But
so
fuck you both. But I really need Chase to lose, and I
Oh.
feel good about my matchup.
Oh.
Then again, I thought I was going to lose last week. I was projected to lose by 30, and I ended up winning by 30. So you never know.
Moving on, one of my favorite sayings has always been "fuck you, Chris," and I'm playing Chris, and
You should clarify.
Chris Wilcox. I mean, I do have an IR Kerryon Johnson, a bye-week Dak Prescott, a bye-week Mark Andrews, and a Devontae Adams that will never return. So, but I do have the Patriots defense, and defense wins championships. So I can only hope that I can pull this one out. If I just get the half win, I feel like I'd be pretty successful. So anyway, I think that's going to do it. We're at about 30 minutes, so I feel like this is pretty good. If I could, no, I'll save it for when I post it. But anyway, guys, hopefully this is back and back again, and go football.
Go football.
Doodle-a-doo.